Technology and the Impact of Phishing by Heath Edwards. I'm an information technology professional with close to 10 years in the field. In the last 7 years, I've been working exclusively in information security. I handle malware and phishing emails every day in my line of work to defend against cyber attacks. Technology. What is it? Merriam-Webster defines it as the use of science in industry, engineering, etc. to invent useful things or to solve problems. That's a fairly basic definition that starts with the application of knowledge to make life easier. This application paired with the production of said things, which can range from heart monitors to smartphones, are technology. Both must exist or you just have an idea. Simply put, adding technology to human life nets awesome. It's hard to argue against that. This is especially true if you're fortunate enough to live in an advanced nation and have the access to basically anything you can imagine. What effect has this access had on us? Technology has had profound effects on mankind. Advances have led to the possibility of instant communications. This gives the power to anyone in the world to speak to anyone else in the world, with basically no limitations on location. This ability, had it been around sooner, could have essentially changed human history. Imagine if George Washington had a cell phone, or even a landline. This ability to communicate has led to a shrinking of the world in a sense, making it feel that much smaller. These two, coupled together, equal the greatest ability we have ever seen in human history to disseminate information. Whenever anything happens in today's world, we all know almost simultaneously. And then the last point you made here is just how much easier our lives have become. These communication advancements contribute in large part to this, and possibly mankind's greatest communication achievement, the Internet. The Internet has had one of the largest, most lasting effects on mankind as far as technology goes. It has been huge in influencing the aforementioned communication revolution. It has also given anyone instant access to a world economy that has made the interwebs the largest marketplace the world has ever seen. I can purchase handmade Italian goods from my couch in Texas, and it is so easy, it's strange to imagine a world where this isn't possible. Governments now have their own web pages and share information among their parts by utilizing the World Wide Web. This is both amazing and frightening. This growing dependence on the Internet and information technology creates demand. Advances in technology have driven advancements in information technology. And as we have already seen, this is what helps the world go round. Our constant need for new technologies, and just more in general, has led to IT becoming an incredibly fast-paced environment. This need has in turn led to McDonaldization creeping into the IT sector. By streamlining support-type IT roles with playbooks, costs can be driven down on staff to, in theory, free up capital for advancements. We want more, but cutting costs shouldn't hurt us, right? Technology and the pursuit of it are ingrained in us as humans. Technology's constant push to improve human life is not without its own obstacles. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Cybercrime is one of those fires, and those here for good need to work to put out the flames. Technology and education provide the extinguisher. And a very popular and effective cybercrime today is phishing. Alright, let's get into phishing. What is it? Phishing is the use of email to social engineer an unsuspecting victim in order to compromise them or their machine to gain access or unauthorized access or information that they shouldn't have access to. I'll start with an example. The bad guys first need to know who they want to target. Email addresses are gathered via various means, from open source intel like Google, or just buying them in bulk on the black market. They then compose a phishing email and it is sent to the user. At that point, either the user or the machine, or both, are compromised. The user is either tricked out of banking credentials, or their passwords to their anything else, their email, anything else. But it's a various scenarios, but a large part of phishing focuses around banking. It is easy to start identifying these impacts of phishing just based on this one example. There are financial impacts, like the user who's possibly tricked out of their money. Reputational impacts. If that user was at their place of work when they were compromised, and for example it was a financial or medical business, the hacker could leverage that compromised computer to steal data. This theft, once made public, could damage the entity's reputation. Phishing can also have reaching impacts on society, as well as psychological impacts on the individual theirself. These bad actors are constantly developing new techniques and tactics to social engineer victims. These new techniques involve new scenarios that victims are not accustomed to avoiding. They also change the file types of the attachments in the phishing emails. Common files like PDFs and Word documents are commonly sandboxed for defense. Some file types are not. These include HTML files or JavaScript. Another offensive mitigation is the registering of new domains daily. These are used to host phishing websites, and they are too new to be listed on any blacklist. Hope isn't all lost though, as there are mitigations that can help. The first thing we need to realize is that phishing is here to stay. It is far too profitable for the bad guys. By utilizing new and emerging email technologies can help. Smarter email filters can recognize both crafted and phishing emails from spoof senders. Both file and URL sandboxing, that includes branching out past the more standard file types. Sandboxes are virtual playgrounds for suspicious files or websites where they're allowed to work as they are intended by the bad guys on a disposable virtual host. As they are working, all the results are recorded for the good guys. And if the attachment or the website acts up or acts in a bad way, that email is quarantined. And finally, smarter, more effective URL filtering. This is being done with machine learning advancements. These are all great, but they need to be implemented in order to be effective. When planning implementation, end-user education is paramount. They have the smartest, most adaptable link in the phishing armor. Learning to better leverage current technologies already in place, such as the locally installed antivirus on the machines. Using a blacklist for inbound email senders. And an adaptable heuristics engine. New technologies need to be considered. Sandboxing both attachments and URLs. Expand the sandbox's abilities past the usual set of file types. Think like a hacker. Maybe the zip file 7 times, knowing that a standard sandbox only unzip 2 to 3 times, but a persistent user will likely unzip 7 times just to get to the attached cat video. New proxy technologies are coming that allow for the complete sanitization of web content. Also consider running antivirus on the gateway firewall. This allows for 2 sets of eyes when coupled with computer's antivirus. Now it would be very impractical and not really feasible to expect everyone with a computer to utilize each of these mitigation recommendations. But the bare minimum I suggest would be to include user knowledge, antivirus on your computer, and choosing a smart and secure email provider that would offer sandboxing and URL blacklisting. Each of these can be had with only the investment of one's time. These mitigating steps implement a layered defense approach, making it that much harder for the bad guys to succeed. They have to succeed on every level, while the good guys only have to succeed once. They also focus on user education first and foremost. And lastly, they make use of and leverage current security technologies that are likely already installed. This presentation has just scratched the surface at a high level on phishing, which itself is just a piece of the cybercrime pie. It takes a lot of dedicated individuals to keep putting out those flames. And just reading the news daily can make it very apparent how McDonaldization in information security could cost us far more than we can really afford. As great as we are, no matter how awesome technology and the internet are, there will always be someone trying to tear it all down. We just have to be there to build it back up.